Good evening, Pratibha, Saurabh. How are you all? Okay, guys. Now we are understanding about ecological anthropology. Okay. So let me just give you first of all few explanation on ecology, right? So what do we know about ecology? Ecology is interaction. This is what we read. Interactions of humans with their environment, right? So in this, we try to understand adaptation, that how we are adapting ourselves as per the conditions which we are in, and how we are doing interaction. So interaction is when we are meeting the environment, conditions, and adaptation is what? The changes which is happening in the environment according to which we adapt. Okay? So, in ecological anthropology, we are focusing on human adaptations in its diverse ways how we are adapting ourselves physiologically, okay, environmentally. Environment means our cultural adaptation. Okay, so these two things you can just write down. So biological adaptation, cultural adaptation, and so biological and physical is the same thing. Written? If we speak about biological or physical adaptation, we know that how various theories we have got, and it was Thomas Malthus where he has spoke about the theory about the development, the food, that the humans are developing at very high pace and the food resources can be limited and it may create crisis. The food arithmetic, that human population is increasing with great speed, but our food production is not. Alright, so that give a very important point. And after reading this theory, Thomas Malthus theory, we have got Charles Darwin, who spoke about natural selection. So, first type of adaptation humans had done it was genetic adaptation. Alright, so how? You remember our discussion? Recombination, mutation, speciation, alright, migration, genetic drift, isolation. Remember Pratibha and Saurabh, that how the particular races are being formed on particular geographical location. So different genes, remember that, bottleneck, genetic drift. Okay, what about you, Abhishek? Right? So how particular genes out of that, in some alleles were strong enough, and how they have adapted themselves to the condition, and particular genes and all of that genes, particular race have been developed. So first is very simple. Okay, so please do write down that. Genetic adaptation. In genetic adaptation, you must write about recombination of different sex cells. Okay, recombination. Then we have mutations, genetic drift. With genetic drift, we have isolation. Isolation. Then we have migration. Okay. Then social isolation. So adaptation can be referred to the slow process caused by natural selection. Okay. Whereas acclimatization is our adjustment towards our environment. So if we are migrating from tropical zone to equatorial zone, okay, इक्वेटर जोन पे अगर हम जा रहे हैं, ठीक है, और मूवमेंट फ्रॉम कोल्ड टू हॉट, what will happen? So when we are going to high altitude or colder areas or warmer areas, when there is a migration, for example, now we are accustomed to Delhi weather, and if we are moving towards equator, so our body initially will take some time to get adjust, because we are warm-blooded animal, we have this thermoregulation in our body. So our body systematically will adjust according to the environment, and when we will start living there, after 1 year, it takes time, 2 years, some months, our body will adapt itself according to that temperature. But these changes are reversible. So if we come back again to a heater place, then again our body will again do adjustment. So this is the process of acclimatization. Last week this question came, define acclimatization, and then there was a question that how one adjusts themselves to the higher altitude. So this question came last year in anthropology. Okay? This question came last year. Today I'll just explain that if this type of question comes, how do you have to do? So if it says define acclimatization, straight away do definition. Acclimatization, this. First line, first introduction should be your definition, because it is saying define. After defining acclimatization, you must give critical engagement. That what is acclimatization, how our body is getting adjusted, what type of adjustment we have. So it's, we can acclimatize ourselves to a higher altitude, to cold, and all that explanation which I will explain. आज मैं आपको मॉडल आंसर बताऊंगी, और आज आप लिखोगे भी. इसके बाद आई गिव यू 15 मिनट्स, आप सब लिखोगे वो आंसर. तो जो लास्ट में क्वेश्चन आया था लास्ट ईयर वही, ठीक है. तो आप लोगों को क्या करना है उसके बाद, तो पहले आपको क्रिटिकल एंगेजमेंट दिखाना है डिफाइनिंग एक्लिमेटाइजेशन में, एंड इंट्रोडक्शन विल बी द डेफिनेशन. And the second part which says that how our body adjusts ourselves to the higher altitude, उसमें कोई critical thinking नहीं, कोई critical engagement नहीं, सीधा आपको points बताने हैं कि 1.1, 0.2, 0.3 and this. And with the help of diagram also. Define acclimatization में you can show your critical engagements. But in the second part, it is about the points which would show that how one adjusted themselves in higher altitude. ठीक है? So please write down few points. First of all, there are 3 types of acclimatization, I would say. Just a moment. And I have in class, tell me honest, just say. Attend your tuitions, you can't do it. Okay, so acclimatization occurs in 3 ways. It's longer, okay, it's seasonal, and then it's shorter. Do write this. So longer example can be if we are living in colder altitude, okay, colder zones, area. So there, if you remember our discussion on race and racism, Haddon had explained this, Risley had explained that in colder zone we have lighter skin. Why? So that skin
can absorb
more light. And the darker areas, vice versa. Why? So that the pigments which we have, it helps us to protect us from that harmful UV rays, right? So that is a longer adaptation which shows from generation to generation to generation. Okay? Then we do seasonal adaptation, and also one of the example you will see that how we culturally adapt the kind of house we have, okay? The kind of houses we have, the kind of clothes we have, right? The kind of houses, the clothes.
Depends on
Depends on the environment. So we make our houses according to the environment. So we are culturally adapting ourselves. Do write all this point, guys. So clothes, house, these are some of the examples. Our food. So if we are living in a colder zones, we are having like rich protein food, right? What did you say, Abhishek? Soups, yes. So we adapt our culture too. So here in this chapter, what we are doing, we are seeing evolution of human mankind, and in the passage of evolution, we are trying to understand how we are adapting. So first adaptation, as I said, about mutation, right? Natural selection, then we have genetic drift, migration, hybridization. So this is how we are adapting and doing at a physical level, and this we have cultural level of adaptation. So biocultural adaptation is our responses to heat, cold, whatever environment we are in. For instance, if we are living in a heat zone, so what happened? Let me just give you an example. You must remember the difference between vasodilation and vasoconstriction. So this is the way our body adapts. So in this what happens? I told that blood capillaries around our skin, it expands. It expands so that energy, that heat energy should go out. Alright? So So this is what a vasodilation and vasoconstriction is opposite to this process, vasoconstriction, where body naturally save the energy. तो हार्ट रेट हमारा जो परसेप्शन है वो भी कम हो जाएगा. हम शिवर करते हैं, ठीक है. तो शिवरिंग से थोड़ी हीट आ जाती है. और वेसिकुलेशन इज हाउ, ताकि हम अपने आप को अडैप्ट कर पाए. सो ब्लड कैपिलरीज नियर द स्किन, वेसिकुलेशन इज व्हाट, इट्स ब्लड कैपिलरीज नियर द स्किन widen to permit increased flow to the skin. Convection, convection, radiation, all these are the process by which heat goes out of our body. Okay? Now, sweating is another example. So जब 34 डिग्री सेल्सियस से टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाता है, we start sweating. That is a mechanism given to us by nature. Because after 34 डिग्री सेल्सियस हीट इतनी होती है कि हमारा सर्कुलेशन, बॉडी, ब्लड उसको एडजस्ट नहीं कर सकता. कन्वेक्शन, रेडिएशन इसके थ्रू जो हमारी एनर्जी निकल रही है, अब आपको कैसे आप अपने आप को कूल करोगे? सो ऑटोमेटिकली बॉडी से वाटर बाहर जाता है, एवापोरेशन होता है, एंड देन वी आर गेटिंग टेम्परेचर एडजस्टमेंट. ओके, सिमिलरली वी अडैप्ट, आवर बॉडी अडैप्ट आवरसेल्व्स टू द कोल्डर एरियाज. हाउ? बाय vasoconstriction. This is vasoconstriction. मैंने लास्ट में आप लोगों के लिए कुछ मॉडल आंसर्स भी लिखे हैं पीपीटीज में. सो इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन में आंसर ना तो बहुत ज़्यादा बायोलॉजिकल लगना चाहिए, अगेन रेस और रेसिज्म वाला, ना बहुत ज़्यादा सिंपल सोशल. बट ऐसे क्वेश्चन में जैसे लास्ट वाला है, उसमें आप जितना बायोलॉजिकल पार्ट डालो उतना आई वुड से बेटर है. एक्लिमेटाइजेशन हो गया, अडैप्टेशन हो गए. ओके, बिकॉज ये कहीं ना कहीं आपको बहुत बेसिक न्यू बायोलॉजी है. इसमें आप कल्चर का ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हाउसिंग बताओगे, क्लोथ्स बताओगे, फूड हैबिट बताओगे. ओके,
Acclimatization is a part of biosciences or physiology. Only bio part, acclimatization.
Acclimatization is like adjusting ourselves. कल्चर भी आएगा उसमें. Acclimatization is what? It is a process by which we are adjusting ourselves to that particular temperature. So physical is a part where we are talking about that हमारी जो body regulate कर रही है, that are physiological. Bio and cultural both. तो हम अपनी body को physically भी करते हैं और culturally भी करते हैं. So vasoconstriction हो रहा है colder areas में, shivering हो रही है. So when we do shivering, metabolic rate got increase. तो फिर उससे blood flow थोड़ा बढ़ने लगता है, heat आती है. Similarly, we have some rules like Bergman rules, Allen rules. इस पे 150 वर्ड्स के क्वेश्चंस आ जाते हैं. ठीक है, I'll explain what are they. तो सिंपली सेज कि जो इक्वेटर के पास रहते हैं उनकी बॉडी टाइप कैसी होगी, जो टेम्परेट जोन ट्रॉपिकल जोन में रहते हैं वो उनकी बॉडी टाइप कैसी होगी. तो ये सब कुछ रूल्स हैं. ये रूल्स हमको बताते हैं कि किस तरीके से नेचर अपने आप हमको ऐसी बॉडी देता है जहाँ पे हम एडजस्ट कर लेते हैं, सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, ये कुछ रूल्स हैं. So you can just write down अभी Bergman rules. तो बेसिकली ये पूरा इस चैप्टर का जेस्ट है. अब हम इसको technically, how we can write an answers and all that, वैसे पढ़ेंगे और डिटेल में समझेंगे. So this is the background information about this chapter. So this is very easy. I hope आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. इसमें कोई थ्योरी नहीं है, इसमें कोई डिफिकल्टीज नहीं है. इनफैक्ट अब जो थ्योरी और डिफिकल्ट पार्ट आएगा वो पेपर 2 में ही आएगा. पेपर 1 का जितना भी डिफिकल्ट पोर्शन था वो कवर अप हो चुका है. बस फिजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है ब्रेन कैपेसिटी समझने के लिए, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत फैक्ट्स हैं. कैरिंग कैपेसिटी किसका क्या है, मॉडल टीथ का क्या है, ड्राइंग एंड ऑल दैट, उसमें थोड़ा सा लगता है. और एक और उसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है एस्पिरेंट्स को. बट एवरी बैच इज डिफरेंट, एवरी एस्पिरेंट्स आर डिफरेंट. हाउ टू डिफ्रेंशिएट बिटवीन पैलियोलिथिक कल्चर टू मेसोलिथिक कल्चर टू न्यूलिथिक कल्चर, क्योंकि ये बहुत ज़्यादा सिमिलर रहता है, बहुत ज़्यादा सिमिलैरिटीज़ रहती है, बहुत ज़्यादा एक जैसी इन्फॉर्मेशन रहती है, तो उसको रिटेन करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. इसीलिए मैंने शायद डे 1 से आप लोगों को बताया था कि फिजिकल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में चार्ट बना लो, फ्लो चार्ट्स बनाओ और आंसर रेडी करके उसको बस प्रैक्टिस करते रहो. ओके. पेपर 1 में 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 जहाँ पे हम फॉसिल एविडेंसेस पता कर रहे हैं, वहीं से ही उतना ही सिर्फ स्टैटिक है. उसके बाद सारा ही अगेन सोशल कल्चरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी है. ओके. बट वो इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है जैसे हमारा इन सबको समझने में लगा था. ठीक है. उसमें थ्योरीज नहीं है. इट्स ऑल अबाउट इंडियन सोसाइटी. ओके. इट्स ऑल अबाउट करंट अफेयर्स एंड ऑल दैट. सो बेसिक आप लोगों को भी बुक्स मिल गई है एंथ्रोपोलॉजी की, और एक और इंडियन सोसाइटी बाय डॉक्टर हुमायूं. वो नहीं मिली है, बट प्लीज आस्क द मैनेजमेंट. डॉक्टर हुमायूं बाय इंडियन सोसाइटी बाय डॉक्टर हुमायूं. ठीक है. बल्कि आप लोगों को पेपर 2 पढ़ने में बहुत मजा आएगा, बहुत ओपिनियन बेस्ड रहता है. ऑलराइट. सो नाउ लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू दिस. दिस इज आवर सिलेबस. You can all see concepts and methods of ecological anthropology. Here we are dealing with biological and cultural adaptations, bio and cultural adaptation, genetic and non-genetic factors, okay, physiological responses to environment stresses, hot, desert, cold, high altitude climate. As I said that here we are dealing with living things and their environment, their relationship. Okay, we are trying to understand that how human shares its relationship with its environment. So it is human ecology, the study of relationships, which we try to understand how humans do their interactions. Okay, it is that. Do write this point that ecological anthropology tries to explore multi-level ways in which humans adjust to their surrounding by both biological and non-biological process. So this is, I would say that in class only just make your notes. Okay. So this is again I have explained how we do the interaction. Basic thing which you all just write down. What is the anthropological perspective? So anthropological perspective they have with respect to human ecology. Just write down this part. Of human ecology deals with the question how man copes with his environment. So we have come to know that it was Malthus concept which I have just explained, right? About the author of Malthus saying Darwin's model of struggle for existence. Okay? So struggle for existence directly tells us about that how humans adapt themselves to their environment, and those who can adapt themselves according to the demand of the environment, they grow. So the genetic adaptation, okay, that's been the evolution part. Development adaptation, so it developed through the time when we live at a particular place. Long-term acclimatization, that is how over the year we adapt themselves to that particular condition. So please write down genetic adaptation, developmental adaptation, long-term acclimatization over the years, but reversible under environmental change. Seasonal acclimatization, short-term acclimatization, which reverse itself during the annual cycle. Cold they are ऐसे जो हम लोग करते हैं. Short-term acclimatization, it manifests in daily or irregular responses. So here you can just quickly write down the difference between adaptation and acclimation. So adaptation is generally a slow process caused by natural selection, you can see, and acclimatization can say occurs in a lifetime. ठीक है? So one of the example in adaptation. So there was a time for the research. Okay, so white moth population becoming a black moth population. So it was a white moth. So due to population, it turned into a black because of population changes and all. Then after years, when the population got controlled, it turned again white. Alright, so that was the explanation. And acclimation or acclimatization, that how we changes physiologically. So these are the rules which I was talking about. We will read further. That how if we are living in a colder zone, so growing thicker fur in winters of animals. what is messages? How the messages come? Messages come, of course, in our brain. Okay, so blood temperature approaches hypothalamic set point mechanism. Okay, so we get this information in our brain, and according to the messages, whenever we experience heat or cold, or if we are going at a higher altitude, we think that there is no oxygen problem. So such changes give message to our brain. So if it message we get that it's cold, so vasoconstriction happens. So capillaries vasoconstrict near skin. So this is our skin, and this is it. Then it starts saving heat. So when it's hot, so capillaries delay near skin surface to lose heat to the environment. Okay? So यहाँ पे heat को रोक लेते हैं और यहाँ पे heat जा रही है वहाँ. So it is a vasodilation. Okay? So you will see sweat streaking and ठंड लगती है तो आपको goosebumps हो जाते हैं like that. Normal temperature here. So adaptation, as I said, that it is a response of an organism to fit to the surroundings. Adaptation is what? It is a response of an organism to fit into the surrounding. Adaptation is very slow and gradual process. Okay? So I am just leaving all this. These are, I have already explained, you people have written it. So we adapt in three ways. We can say environmentally, whatsoever environment. So first of all, it's a genetic environment, genetic adaptation, then according to the environment, and then the culture. So according to the environment, geographical features, and then the culture. And of course, human population, so genetics too is there. Okay, so how adaptation is happening at three levels: geographical equation, cultural, and also genetics. So this was genetic, recombination, mutations, natural selection, gene flow, genetic drift, ये तो बहुत हमने डिटेल में पढ़ा था. Alright, so ये सिर्फ मैंने सिंपल आपको रीसेंट रेसिज्म से लेके आया है ताकि आप लोग रिवाइज कर पाओ, ठीक है, और आप सबको समझ में आए that after a certain point everything is correlated. Okay, so now we are doing interconnections, and same part we will of course going to read when we will do the physical anthropology. Okay, so I am just leaving all these slides because हम लोगों ने बहुत अच्छे से ये सब पढ़ा हुआ है. I am not going to do that much thing now here. So it's just in the end you can just write down genetic adaptation, evolution of advantages, characteristic, body shape and size. ये हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे. So this is how we adapt genetically. So genes get change, adapt. Now development adaptation. So what is development adaptation? The acquiring of appropriate responses as an individual grows up in a particular environment. Europeans living in hot tropical areas. Long term acclimatization, so you simply write down years. Okay, seasonal and short term acclimatization. Quite easy, ये skip कर देते हैं. So we know that how we adapt. It is our belief system, technological. Okay, so William Ogden is the person who talks about that how we adapt ourselves by adapting the technological changes, environment and all. He has given a very important concept in social science, that is cultural lag. So cultural lag is a concept which says about that how if a particular society do not evolve themselves technologically, they lag behind. For example, in today's society, we have rural societies who do not know about digital education, they do not have, so they are not progressing. Alright, so this is a theory given by William Ogden. So just simply talking about that if we are not technologically, if we are not evolved, so we are laying behind. And probably that is the reason why we become a third world countries and others could dominate us.
Why society do not want to get change?
No, they want to get change. Yeah, so it is like technology is not there, no? So now they are culturally lagging behind.
Because of technology.
Because of
They
technology.
want to change, but
Yeah, but they are not able to adjust themselves to that technology. So digital divide these days is an example of cultural lag. So biocultural adaptation responses to heat. So we know that we maintain a temperature, okay, and then we have this mechanism to adjust ourselves to gain heat and to lose the heat. So in hot climate, when we are exposed to lot of heat, our body functions in a manner in which heat transfer and goes out, and it goes out through radiation, conduction, convection and evaporation. Radiation, conduction, convection and evaporation. Evaporation is what? Sweating. So we just say biological adaptations, that now our body, our shape becomes adapted in a manner which adjusts ourselves to that extreme heat conditions. And how does it happen? So one of the method is vasodilation. I've explained vasodilation. Okay, during heat it's vasodilation, where blood capillaries, I have explained that already, near the skin surface, widen to permit increased flow to the skin and hence peripheral heat goes up. Then about skin color, so melanin pigment produced by melanocytes. So you need to write such answers, such key terms in your answers. Alright? Then conduction. Through conduction heat goes out. So what is conduction? It occurs when heat moves from the warmer object by direct touch, cooler object by direct contact. Convection. So from surrounding, let's just say AC on कर दिया ना ठीक है? So cooler fluid, either liquid or air, filtered into a hot pavement. The heat from the pavement is transferred to the cooler air. Radiation. So it is given off of an object, electromagnetic, waves of character wavelength. तो इसको बहुत ज़्यादा अगर आ जाता है शीट्स पे तो आई विल टेल यू किस तरीके से आंसर लिखना है. ये सिर्फ बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स है जो आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. Okay? So this is the difference between vasodilation and vasoconstriction. You never know, you might get question in short terms saying vasodilation or vasoconstriction. ठीक है, तो आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. तो 150 वर्ड में आप vasodilation और vasoconstriction को प्रिपेयर कर लीजिए. So warm-blooded animals are capable of regulating their body temperature independently from their environmental temperature. Vasoconstriction and vasodilation are the two types of mechanisms involved in the thermoregulation in the above mentioned animals. Okay, so this is the model answer. So the main difference between vasodilation and vasoconstriction is that vasodilation is the widening of blood vessels and it is a narrow. So you need to see that 150 words का क्या आंसर बन सकता है and all that. So this type of answer you must write. Okay, so both vasodilation and vasoconstriction can occur under the influence of the nervous system. Smooth muscles are responsible for both vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Okay. So here I have explained vasodilation differently, the same thing, and then vasoconstriction. So another way to write such answer where you need to show the differences is of making table, and of course you need to make the diagrams also. ये जो diagram बनाई है हमने, this is of vasoconstriction. Okay, and above one was vasodilation. तो ये डायग्राम्स बनाओ, कलर्स लेके जाओ. ओके, पेंसिल कलर जल्दी से कर लो रेड कलर से, जस्ट टू शो डिफरेंस. अगर टाइम बच जाए तो पहले बना लो. तो एक और यार एक चीज़ बहुत ज़रूरी है, मुझे याद आ गया आंसर राइटिंग में नहीं बताया कि ऐसे अपना आंसर्स लिखो कि एटलीस्ट आपके पास 10 मिनट्स हो लास्ट में, सो दैट यू कैन रीड. क्योंकि कभी कभी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, सिली मिस्टेक्स ये सब रह जाते हैं. तो अगर टाइम तभी बच पाता है अगर आपको राइटिंग की प्रैक्टिस बहुत हो गई है. सो दिस इज vasodilation and vasoconstriction. So vasodilation refers to the dilation of the blood capillaries, refers to the constriction of blood capillaries, widens the blood capillaries, narrows the blood capillaries, reduces the vascular resistance to the blood flow, increase the vascular resistance to the blood flow. So these are just simple answers. Two methods ऐसे भी आप explain कर सकते हो physical part में. If possible, just make the diagrams. Okay. Okay. And now it's human adaptation. Like for example, housing. तो इसको तो कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. वी नो क्वाइट इजी, हमेशा से ये पढ़ा हुआ है इन बेसिक नीड्स चैप्टर साइंस में. डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ हाउसिंग, इग्लू, इग्नू एंड ऑल दैट. सो वी मेक आवर हाउस. सो अगर हम गांव में रह रहे हैं तो वी मेक हट, स्लोपिंग रूफ्स है इफ इट्स रेनी, ऑलराइट, और इफ वी आर लिविंग इन अ आइसी एरिया. सो वी मेक आवर हाउस इन अ वे which suits its geographical conditions. So people make such house like this. This is a housing continuum. All right. Eskimo, makes igloo. Another cultural adaptation is clothing. So clothing, another aspect of material culture. reduces abrasions, prevents sunburn, and reduces solar heat gain. Okay, Chamba, Arab, tribal population and all, these are the examples. Really light clothes. Okay. Now women responses to cold. So one of the factors is to wear warm clothes and all. So human responses to cold is we apply those factors which help us to increase the heat. So heat retention or better heat production. So vasoconstriction जो मैंने भी explain करा था, it is there already. Do right, guys. Alright, vasoconstriction limits the flow of warm blood from core to the skin. So guys, I was thinking that I would bring 2 topics, but I did not. I just thought that let me just go slow at least 1 topic in a day for this, so that you can just make your notes in the classroom only. तो आप अपने नोट्स ऐसे ही बना लो क्योंकि इसमें से बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी and all that. तो क्लासरूम में ही आपके नोट्स प्रिपेयर हो जाएंगे. So you can save your like this chapter. If you just give 1 more hour in your home, at your home, you just ask home for this PPT. It will give you and just make the notes. So some subcutaneous fat layers provides an insulator layer throughout the body. तो जब vasodilation होता है, so when vasodilatory mechanism are not sufficient to counteract heat loss, organism adjusts by increasing the rate of heat production. So such answer should be there in your answer. Then shivering. What happens in shivering? It augments the thermogenesis of the muscle mass and the temperature of muscle is raised. Okay. So one information is very basic which I have just explained, and then you all have to make such answers like this. So if you want to write shivering, shivering should be explained in this manner. Shivering also increases the metabolic rate to 2 to 3 times the basal value, which consequently releases energy and the form of heat. Okay? Now come up here, Bergman rule. So it simply says that how body changes and adapted themselves. So it says that body size are proportion are also the factor which helps us to regulate our body temperature. So in general, within a species, body size increase with distance from the equator. 2 rules are there, Bergman rule and Allen rules will explain. So please write down this point. First of all, write down in your note. क्योंकि इसमें से 150 words के short notes आ जाते हैं. टॉपिक 1 में भी ऐसे सारे क्वेश्चन है. 1.2, 1.4 में शायद गॉस रूल्स, कॉक्स रूल्स. Done? Now write down what Ellen's rules, then I'll explain. So Ellen's rules just simply says that if we are living in the polar climates, how we have shorter limbs. I think by Tuesday or Wednesday, our topic 1, larger portion will be finished. And by next week, we are going to start with paper 2. Okay? So, आपको भी टाइम मिल जाएगा. I would suggest you कि थोड़ा गैप लेके अपने नोट्स को पूरा कंप्लीट कर लेना, so that you all will be done with your social culture and anthropology at least. पेपर 2 जैसे कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, सोशल कल्चर एंथ्रोपोलॉजी इज फिनिश. सोशल कल्चर आर्कियोलॉजिकल लिंग्विस्टिक, some few topics will be left. What is Bregman rules? It was given by Christian Bregman. It just simply says that your geographical areas, according to your geographical areas, your body size will be. Okay? So if you are living in the warmer parts, your body size will be smaller. If cooler parts, so the races will have larger body size, so that you have a lot of fats, energy can come out. This is a Bregman's rule given by Christian Bregman. Okay? Written? So there was the extension of Bregman rules. So you can just simply see to it. It says about hard way rule. Simply saying like this. So if you are living in a colder zone, so you will have thick hairs. And if you are living in this area, so it will be like that. Lighter zone. Okay? So these are Wilson rules again. So animal living in the Arctic region have thick layers of subcontinuous fat compared to lean skin of animals in tropical habitats. So sheep and goats in colder climate have long hairs. So this is very interesting. How if you will see the horses in colder zones, you will see hairs, lot of furs. But similarly in warmer zone, in horses we don't have furs. They look so spectacular if you are fond of horses pictures. So these are Gautier rules. So I just got all these rules which was there. You can just simply write down. Allen rules is here. So Allen rules is a biological rule posited by Joe Allen in 1877. He says that endotherms from colder climates usually have shorter limbs, appendages, than the equivalent animals from warm climates. So arctic hair, short ears, legs and small face, and same here if you are finding it, have long ears, legs and face. Okay? Got the clarity on this? example, here it's just saying that how culturally also we adjust ourselves. So versions of Australia, it's the same place where Matt and Ham had conducted their study. He says according, like, in night they are winter and during days it's heat. So they just accustom their body according to their cultural things. Alright. So for example, they sleep by sleeping fires around them. So उनको frozen frost नहीं होता, frozen whites नहीं होता. Morning में they don't wear the clothes. Okay, Pratibha, Saurabh, I hope you people are understanding and having no doubts. कितनों को एंथ्रोपोलॉजी डिफिकल्ट लगी थी स्टार्टिंग में, राइट? तुम्हें और बहुत प्रतिभा है सर, प्रतिभा और जैसे प्रतिभा was really confused in starting. Saurabh, what about you? Now you are fine, Pratibha? And what about you, Saurabh? How was your experience? So I would say that anthropology is the most easiest optional after sociology. No, not after sociology. It's anthropology first, then sociology. In sociology, it's like not many thinkers you have to learn. Too many thinkers. ठीक है वो. Interesting मेरे ख्याल से मैं हमेशा अपनी क्लास में बोलती हूँ. What was your experience, Saurabh? You thought, but now what do you think? So at first you thought that it was interesting. Now what's your experience? You don't find it interesting anymore. Okay, now it's more interesting. All right. So there was like few experience. For example, I'm forgetting that girl name who used to sit here rather than which one? Ankita. Nikita was the one. Rima was the one. I do not know Rima का क्या problem था. Starting में she was, I don't want to do it. समझ में नहीं आ रहा and all that. It happens in this way. So other batch where I was teaching class 11 and class 12, they also maybe had the same thing, but we need to go through. So what is strength? If I'll ask you with this, strength is that every moment you will feel we cannot study, we will not be able to crack it, we cannot go through this process, but still we are going on. That is a strength. And if you have this approach, that creates your strength. So when I was when I used to teach anthropology and sociology, people used to say कि नहीं हो पाएगा, मुश्किल होगा, बच्चे नहीं पढ़ा पाए, आपसे नहीं हो पाएंगे. I used to say that I have taught in my I have, so it just, I don't want to bring it here my experience, but I know all those aspirants who crack this exam. I think in this journey they do not ever have this confidence that they would be able to make it, even after giving interviews. But the strength is that you need to go on and go on and go on. So when you have this thing, so that means everything is going perfect. Apart from anything, whatsoever thing you have, just forget it. Okay? So I would again say that with anthropology it becomes really interesting, and you would see how it would help you in your, if you will be able to write up your main in other disciplines too. ऑटोमेटिकली आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा, एक बार आपका पेपर 2 फिनिश हो गया. जब एक बार पेपर 2 फिनिश हो जाएगा, ट्रस्ट में आप लोग जीएस के लिए, इंडियन सोसाइटी एंड सोशल जस्टिस जो आप पढ़ते हो, आपको ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी किसी भी चीज़ की, बल्कि मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री विपिन चंद्र की, आई ब्रिंग इट इन माई क्लास. सो व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू टीच, सो पीपल यूज्ड टू से कि कब सिलेबस कब कवर अप होगा. सिलेबस भी कवर अप हो जाता है, बट इट जस्ट आप लोगों को थोड़ी सी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, कोरिलेशन बनाना पड़ता है, राइट? बिकॉज इफ यू आर रीडिंग इंडियन सोसाइटी, इट इज़ आई मीन देयर इज नो पॉइंट अगर आपको मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री नहीं पता, नेशनलिज्म नहीं पता, ठीक है? तो आई थिंक हिस्ट्री तो आप लोगों की कंप्लीट है, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री विपिन चंद्र किस किस की खत्म है? प्रतिभा, सौरभ,
नहीं,
अभिषेक।
ये भी।
चलो ठीक है। योर्स फिनिश? कहाँ पे कर रहे हो?
विजन,
तो वो कब तक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा?
हिस्ट्री,
Modern history.
काफी हुआ है।
So this is what I will just go on. Yeah. Now let's just read men's physiological responses to environment stress. Okay? Guys, I would ask you to make your notes very in the class only, because this is directly a questions answers, not the answers. Okay, so you can see here, humans regulate core temperature through two collaborative process of temperature regulation, that is behavioral, that is cultural, and physiological. So this is the way you must write your answer, which I told you in the beginning. Okay. So the role of thermoregulatory system in body system is accomplished by two centers which I have shown in the picture, that is anterior hypothalamus center and posterior hypothalamus center. So behavioral temperature regulation operates through conscious alteration in behavior that can influence heat storage, such as modifying activities, changing clothes, seeking shade or shelter. This is our behavioral changes. Physiological temperature regulation operates through vasodilation, vasoconstrictions, okay, shivering, sweating. So this is a physiological temperature regulation. Behavior regulation, it is that. Okay. So I have got a feedback from Pratibha, but I have not got feedback from all of you. When you are going to give, I have told that I need a feedback for my channel. You are making such face, have I not? I asked Pratibha, but I have got it from you. I have asked. That's why she had given me a feedback. You can say anything, Abhishek. You can say that I don't like, but please write a feedback. Okay? Write a feedback.
Comment section of
No. I need a feedback, proper feedback through mail. Yeah, it was a recorded lecture. Saturday, I said so. मतलब recorded lecture देखा नहीं गया है. Saurabh Patil, I like to have please everyone who is taking this lecture, I like to have feedback from all of you. It's okay, you can give your whatsoever your experience. So I just need a feedback where you can just say that what was your experience with anthropology, what was your thought process at that point of time, how my teaching had helped you, or how you got confused. So you can say the pace sometimes got high and all that whatsoever. So it's a part of my research program basically. I need it also. That can help me to become a better teacher also, and that can also help me with other aspects. Okay? So please do write a feedback, all of you. would be expecting it by today if you all can. Alright, so this is the physiological responses to heat stress. Okay, so temperature regulation in hot climate involves this type of answer you all should write. Vasodilation and sweating as a function of the interior hypothalamus of the brain. Can you see? In just few words I have explained and used key terms like vasodilation, sweating as a function of the anterior hypothalamus of the brain. So I would say that this PPT has a direct model answers for such questions. You can just simply copy it out and give your explanation. So we all know the function of vasodilation already. I would ask you to make your notes because you all have to write an answer today. At 6:30, I will give you the same question. And please write down the answer.
While you check your answer, so do you like your answer in paragraph format or in little points?
It should be a combination of everything. For example, it depends on question. For example, if it is coming from anthropological theories, okay. So if I have asked a question on, let's just say, from cognitive anthropology of Stephen Tyler, so you need to make a correlation, okay. But if I am asking a question from race and racism, and if it does not require any correlation, do not make it. Make diagrams. Alright. But the point is that you need to show few things in our answer. First of all, your knowledge. That knowledge can come up with flow charts. Okay. And then your paragraphs. So in anthropological theories, of course, you cannot make diagrams, but you can make flow charts. And then you can just show that how many anthropological theories can be correlated with cognitive anthropological theory, and how evolution theory or new evolution theory is very different from cognitive theory, like that. So you need to use your creativity. That is a stage third, generally I expect. Okay. So that's what I would say. But I think if you want to fetch good marks, it's not about me. It's about UPSC. UPSC would definitely look for such answer where they can see that okay, this person is hardworking. Hard work can be shown in your answer by showing a lot of diverse knowledge, particular knowledge. So if you can remember the date, if you can remember book name in which a thinker has spoke about. For example, if you are talking about vasodilation or vasoconstriction, and you can make the perfect diagrams and you can explain, and then if you can make the correlation, and if you can quote the example of that in a time, in good handwriting should be there, in time should be there. So you should get pleasant feeling when you see the answers. It's like that. Okay. So now a general increase in blood flow from the deep core to the skin and limbs by the circulatory system allows for a greater amount of the heat to be lost by convection, radiation and evaporation. Okay? we are explaining sweating, so just cannot simply write sweating like this. We should say when environmental temperature rise above the skin temperature. And what is the skin temperature? Around 34 degrees Celsius. The circulatory adjustments are not sufficient for heat dissipation, going out of energy, heat energy by convection and radiation because of reduced gradient or negative gradient between the skin and environment. Thus, the only means for heat loss at temperature above skin temperature is by evaporating sweating. So you can just go through all right? Now, question can come like this also. Paragraph like, for example, if short-term question come, heat acclimatization. Okay? So you will introduce your answer. Heat acclimatization includes biological adjustments that reduce the negative effects of heat stress. Heat acclimatization develops through repeated heat exposures that are sufficiently stressful to elevate both core and skin temperature and provoke profuse sweatings. Okay? So you must know that what type of questions can come up here. Okay? Again, the same information is, you can see here. The biological adjustments are mediated by integrated changes in thermoregulatory control, fluid boiling, balance, cardiovascular responses. Okay? So the same thing which we have studied in the beginning as a concept, but now I have just written in a language, in a paragraph now. However, even resisting in the heat stress result limited acclimatization. Usually 7 to 10 days of heat exposure are needed to induce heat acclimatization. Okay? It is there. Now, for example, hot desert habitations. Acclimatization through desert life. When we live in a hot desert area, the water has a lot of sodium. Okay, it contains salts. So when the sweat glands become sensitive and produce sweat, sweat also contains salt and much sodium is lost through sweating. it is the same information here. The physiological response involves acidulation and all that. So I'm just skipping this. Similar thing, how we adjust ourselves to cold stress, acclimatization to cold climate. So Parthiba and Saurabh, I will give a question at 6:30. You both will write the answer of that question and send me the PDF in PDF manner, and you both will write it. Abhishek is smiling. You got, she's thinking that today I want. Okay. This is the same thing, responses to cold stress and all. Acclimatization to high altitude. Now, so when a person travels to the mountains on vacation, please focus here because you are going to write answer on this high altitude. Okay. So physiological responses to high altitude, acclimatization to high altitude. So when a person travels into the mountains on vacation, so we have mountain sickness. So symptoms include shortness of breath, respiratory distress, physical and mental fatigue, rapid plus weight, okay, interrupted sleep and headaches, okay, slight digestive disorders, and in some cases a marked loss of weight may also occur. So these are the symptoms that happens when we goes up on mountains. So you feel dysopnea, nausea, vomiting, okay. These symptoms includes, although most people eventually become acclimated to high altitude, many do not. So what happens? What type of stresses we have? Low oxygen pressure, intense solar radiation, cold and dry wind, rough terrain, and relatively limited plant and animal life. So this is a high altitude stress. So high altitude, what is hypoxia? When low oxygen pressure is there. It occurs when relatively low levels of oxygen are supplied to the tissues of the body. Hypoxia may result from disease as well as environmental factors. So guys, this is some examples here. You can see case studies is there, which I have given. Okay. So now please write down the question to all of you. First question is differentiate between adaptation and acclimatization. Differentiate between adaptation and question. Second question is, which came in UPSC last year, define acclimatization. Mention, next question, next part, mention physiological responses of humans to high altitude, on high altitude. ओके, तो आप लोग 15 मिनट्स हैं आप लोगों के पास, आप लोग ये आंसर लिखिए. बोथ ऑफ यू कैन कम एंड शो इन द केबिन, और आप लोग लेके आप पेपर्स गिव इट टू मी. एंड प्रतिभा एंड सौरभ, यू विल जस्ट राइट. So after 6:45, you stop writing and log out. Okay? Please give the test.
Do you have another sheet? Of paper. Huh?